What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video. So in this particular clip, this woman is talking about decentering men. So I want to get into this. Definitely chime in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts on this. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Also share, like the video, and turn on that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
I think that the decentering men movement is going to taper in the next couple of years. And I'm speaking as one of the people who was the first creators to talk about it, to discuss it, to put it out in the world, what this topic is and how to do it. As someone who is a big proponent of it, I know that it's going to taper because we're under economic instability. And usually when we're under economic instability, women are the first group to be purged from organizations. And when they are purged, they go back to what they know, and that's attaching themselves to men so that they can have some financial and fiscal stability. And so I think in the next few years, we're going to see a lot of the conversation talk about love as a desire, love as a need, love as a human need. We're going to see a lot more trad wife content, which we're already seeing, but you're going to start seeing a new wave of talking points that push you away from being autonomous or having any type of autonomy. And it's going to be done under the guise of romance and romantic love.
Okay, and what's wrong with that? I think we have a society where women promote this decentering men idea. Women promote this idea that they are better off unto themselves, and you know, because they can work and they can get bank accounts and they can take care of themselves. But it shows you the reason why you may see women move away from this whole decentering men conversation is because if you really want to be honest with yourself, men and women need each other. As much as women like to claim they don't need a man and they can do it all by themselves, economic downturns and societal issues and things that happen in the world prove to you over and over and over that women and men need each other. If women are so strong unto themselves and independent and don't need a man, it wouldn't matter what happens in society. You would still be able to carry on and figure it out and live your life unto yourself. Why is it that men can do that but women can't? Why is it that regardless to what happens in the world, men are still out here thriving and moving accordingly, and they still got to figure out a way to live their lives for them? But when it comes to women, when things get hard, oh, they want to run and start talking about they need a man, and now you want to try to find a man because you can't pay your bills and you're struggling. But it's just, it's kind of interesting how this plays out. And she's right. I'm not surprised that women are starting to say, hey, we need a man because we need help, but you only want a man for your financial gain. That's the thing. And if women have been doing so great and making so much money and independent and they don't really need a man at all for anything, why do they still look for one? Why do you still search for one? Why, when things get hard, the going gets tough, you start looking for a man for help? I don't understand it. Shouldn't you have put yourself in a position to where when things hit the fan, you are financially stable enough to maintain and continue to decenter yourself from men and live in your autonomy? Shouldn't you be prepared for that? Why is it that so many women are not prepared for their singleness? Make that part make sense. I would love to know why that is. Why is it that women have to start running to look for men to help them cope with life and deal with life? And why don't these women who believe in decentering themselves from men have it all figured out? Why don't you have the money? Why don't you have the investments to be able to stay completely away from men for the rest of your life? I don't understand it. And this is why I say this decentering men is a joke, is a bunch of BS. And I'm not surprised that I don't think it will last, because women aren't meant to do this by themselves. And as much as they try so hard to say, oh, they do, and they think they got it all together, you still try to find your way to a man who can pay all your bills and take care of you because you don't want to work. Just make it make sense. There are too many women out here looking for saviors in men. If you're so strong and you're so independent and you got it together, why do you need a savior? Ask yourself that. Why do you need it? It's because you know it's difficult for you to do it by yourself. And on top of that, you don't want to do it by yourself for the rest of your life. The idea that you got to be strong and independent and do it all by yourself for the rest of your life, it scares a lot of these independent boss chicks. Why would you have a bunch of independent boss chicks who are sitting around talking about, I want a man to come in and pay all my bills. I want a provider. I want someone to take care of me. Even though you're able to do it yourself, I don't understand it. So honestly, this decentering men idea was over before it even started, because a lot of these women are full of ish, and they know that they don't want to be out here hitting the pavement, struggling, working hard day in, day out, without any rest, with no help, no companionship, no anything. They know that they really want a man for help and for everything else, but they hate to admit it because they want to be strong and you want to be independent and you want to put that S on your chest as this strong woman that you got it all. You don't need a man. Makes you feel good about it until it doesn't. And then you find yourself depressed and lonely and confused because you're teeter-totting between wanting someone and wanting love and having companionship versus you being strong and sticking to what you say you want to do, and you don't need them, and you can really prove to yourself that you can do everything by yourself. It's a game that they're playing. There are too many independent boss chicks out here looking for men, even though they say they don't need them. We want you, but we don't need you. And then when you don't get what you want, you're crying about it, complaining about it on social media, wondering where all the good men at. Well, you said you didn't want them. You got this, right? You're strong, you're independent. But the very women who are complaining, who are talking about they're strong and independent, are still complaining about being strong and independent. You don't want to be strong. You don't want to be independent. So make up your mind. What do you really want? You got to make a decision. Either you're going to run with the strong and independent, you don't need a man, or you're going to want a man and compromise and cooperate with the man. I don't understand this. Decentering men is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard women say. I know it's a bunch of BS. I know women say that on the surface, but they go on these dating apps and behind closed doors, they got a man in their house, child. You got a man somewhere around. You need a man for something. You're looking for one, you want one. And this idea of going out and just hooking up randomly here and there, it gets old. You get tired of that because now you start feeling cheap. You're out here just sleeping with men for you need some type of companionship. I mean, I've literally heard women say, hey, if they didn't have a hookup or, a little side piece or whatever, they would go crazy. They couldn't deal with the ins and outs of life because they need something to calm them down. This is what I've heard a woman say. So she needed a man in her life. She needed some type of semblance of love. She needed something to make her feel and cope with life. Women are very confusing creatures, in my opinion. And I can say that because I've been very confused myself at points. So I get the nature of women. And a lot of this was just crazy talk. Women go back and forth as to what they want. It's never really one thing. A lot of these women who are out here aimlessly looking for something to stand on are very confused. And men who are paying attention to this are just done. A lot of these men are tapped out because they're like, these women don't know what they want, and I don't want to have to deal with the confusion and the foolishness, and these attitudes and the back and forth. Hey, you want a man, but then you don't want one. You think you're strong and independent. You don't need one, but you want him. But then when he walk away, you're complaining that he's walking away. And then when you get him, you're still complaining because you want to be the man in the situation because you're you want to be the head. You want to be the boss of the household and the boss chick, and you want him to follow your lead. And that's not working for a lot of men because that's not how men operate. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Once again, this decentering men thing, it was over before it started. These women are before they decentered men, and then they was complaining about men not approaching. So it was never going to stick, because women don't want to really be by themselves. As much as they like to say it, they really don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have a Pookie or a Ray Ray on the side or in your corner or in your house when you get off work. So it's just crazy to me, but I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked one bit. Women are out here saying they want men to take care of them. So how are you going to decenter a man if you want one to come in and pay all your bills and take care of you and treat you like a queen or a princess? It doesn't make any sense. But listen, I'm going to leave it here. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Chime in the comments below. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this one. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell. You know what it is. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.